And now, the general weather around Alaska.
All right, we'll start off today with the river breakup map. Still a lot of ice here on the Porcupine River, starting to break up a little bit there as it gets down toward the Yukon. And from the Fort Yukon back to Eagle, completely open, and then mostly open all the way down to the Delta, actually out to the coastline there for the Yukon River. Koyukuk River, more open downstream and more ice as you head up to the higher reaches there. And the Kobuk River here showing some breakup on the upper stretch there. Otherwise, pretty much solid ice all the way down to the coastline. Now the NOAA River is starting to show some open areas there on the lower stretch of things, while the Colville, Sagwan, and the other rivers on the North Slope remain iced up. And on fire danger for grass, we've seen an increase here a little bit here over the last couple of days. Yukon Flats showing an area of high fire danger there, smaller area here in the Tanana Valley, and an even smaller area there right in the, looks like the Copper River Valley area there, the Copper River Basin. And moving on to Spruce, very high fire danger for that in the Tanana Valley, and quite an area of high fire danger up there over the Yukon Flats. Otherwise, the blue area showing pretty much low, although we've got some medium fire danger for spruce in the Kuskokwim Valley. And for satellite imagery here, low pressure tracking eastward here, bringing wet weather, wet windy weather at Kodiak Island, back in across Bristol Bay in the southwest coast. Dillingham, Togiak picking up about half an inch of precipitation today and up to a third of an inch falling areas of the Alaska Peninsula over the last 12 hours, like at Perryville, and up to 4/10 of an inch at Kodiak State Airport, where winds gusted 25 to 40 miles an hour today across the island. And drier conditions up to the northeast here, with still a lot of clouds across southern Alaska, clouds and showers developing over the interior areas, and showers on the decrease here for the southeast coast today, as well as, and then the next system out here to the west, you can see the low center there, very close to Shimia. And pushing that or rolling that along here, you can see the front advancing eastward, spreading rain into the Aleutians, central Aleutians, eastward toward Nikolsky, the main low center again hanging back to the west. Otherwise, low overcast here, IFR clouds, Purbloff Islands up toward St. Lawrence Island area. And on the forecast for tonight, stays pretty calm up here over the northern Bering Sea. Showers, areas of rain here for the southwest interior, mostly showery conditions through this area, and a general area of light rain continuing to slowly advance here across the eastern Aleutians and extending back along the Aleutian chain there. Light rain, fog, low clouds, drizzle, that sort of pattern there up into the southern Bering Sea. Look for winds to become much lighter for the Purbloff Islands, kind of in between systems there. Kind of a weak area, higher pressure in between this low trough along the southwest coast and the next system there. So light winds, dry conditions, at least for a short time. Areas of light snow and flurries for the eastern Arctic coast down into the North Slope. And showers of rain or snow at the higher elevations for the mountainous terrain here of southern Alaska. And not too bad for the southeast coast. Light winds, but mostly cloudy, and showers continuing to be on the diminishing side. And that'll continue at least in through tomorrow. Should be a mostly cloudy day with a few sunbreaks to the southeast coast. Still, we'll have a few showers around the area, but nothing very widespread or heavy. Kind of a break before this next system moves in. Otherwise, again, partly cloudy to partly sunny or mostly cloudy here across southern Alaska, with increasing showers in the afternoon hours. Isolated thunderstorms possible here along the Alaska Range there, Tanana Valley, Copper River Basin. And dry to the north with light winds all the way out to the Arctic coast. This system sliding eastward here, bringing finally rain into the Alaska Peninsula and extending back toward Atka Island. So a wet day for Dutch Harbor, Nikolsky area, and just some isolated showers mostly offshore of the Bristol Bay area there. Some partly sunny skies possible for king salmon all the way up into northern Cook Inlet, maybe the Susitna, Manuska Valley. Rain and snow showers here with a weak trough there along the Yukon Delta coast of St. Lawrence Island, maybe on up toward the western Seward Peninsula, but all very light. And then moving on, we're actually out to the west here. You can see warm front with the next system that on Friday, you'll see pushes a pretty good front here into the western Aleutians with a widespread area of rain spreading out ahead of that warm front there, but not quite reaching the Kulski, but generally a wet day there from Matka Island westward with some pretty gusty winds coming into the far western Aleutians. Different story here over the eastern Bering Sea with high pressure near St. Lawrence Island there, ridging southward. And light winds, maybe some clearing, definitely dry conditions and light winds for the eastern Bering Sea, Chukchi Sea, northwest interior, Arctic coast areas. And showers again could be pretty widespread, could be some general areas of flat out rain here over the Alaska Range into the Tanana Valley, Copper River Basin. Isolated, widely scattered thunderstorms possible in that area. Again, heaviest in the afternoon, won't be this widespread in the morning hours, but kind of increasing along here in the green shaded areas as the day progresses. Going optimistically for a partly to mostly sunny day for Cook Inlet, Kenai Peninsula, maybe into Prince William Sound. And the North Gulf Coast, different story for the Panhandle. Next round of rain with this system spreading into the southern areas. And then jumping all the way out another 24 hours to Saturday afternoon. Look for a wet day here, at least to start the weekend for the southeast coast. Heaviest precipitation amounts in the south, especially Prince of Wales Island area up to about Sitka. Cutting off around Yakutat, partly sunny skies, North Gulf Coast into the Kenai Peninsula, Cook Inlet area again. Showers here in the green shaded areas across southern Alaska. As you can see, that kind of cuts off in the central interior with dry weather up to the north and variable amounts of clouds. And a big storm here out over the western Bering Sea, bringing gusty west winds, west and southwest winds in across the Aleutians. The stronger winds back to the west, lighter here with probably even losing the showers there, spreading in behind this front. Another low developing here south of the Alaska Peninsula. So look for improving conditions from the Pribilofs once that front gets by down to Unalaska. Wet for the Alaska Peninsula and increasing chances of rain along the southwest coast. And for the lows tonight, teens and 20s, North Slope Arctic coast in the 40s, maybe some 30s here in the interior areas, mostly in the 40s. Upper 30s to lower 40s for the Aleutians, lower 30s for the Pribilof Islands, still in the cold air there, even colder up toward St. Lawrence Island. And southeast coast, lows in the 40s. Highs for tomorrow, 50s for the Panhandle. And in the interior here, into the mid-60s for the central part of the state, lower 60s up toward Fort Yukon, Chalkyitsik. And Brooks Range, 40s, looks like, with upper 20s and 30s for the North Slope and the Arctic coast, 40s for the Aleutians. And the lows for Friday morning in the 20s for the North Slope and Arctic coast, 40s in the interior, all the way down to Kodiak Island, the North Gulf Coast, including the Panhandle, 30s for the Bering Sea and the Aleutians, upper 20s, St. Lawrence Island, to about Steller and those areas, even cooler, Shishmaref, Kotzebue into the lower to mid-20s there. And then the highs in the afternoon, pushing up closer to 70 there in the Tanana Valley around Fairbanks, going for 68 for the high, 67 over toward, I think that's Tanana. Anyway, 60s all the way up into the Koyukuk Valley with 59 for Bettles, lower 60s in the Yukon Flats, and finally seeing some 60s show up in the Susitna Valley with maybe even the central Kenai Peninsula seeing some lower 60s depending on how much sun ends up shining. Upper 50s for Bristol Bay, maybe a 60, 61 or so showing up there, staying in the 50s for the southeast coast.